10 seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
How dare you!
Welcome to Never Mind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning. How the heck are you? Welcome to the Friday, December 3rd, 2021 edition. And never mind the furthermore. Hope you're having a great Friday so far and looking forward to a fantastic weekend. We are, and we're going to have one whether anyone likes it or not. So anyway, hope everything's going well. Thank you for showing up. And if you're watching us live, type in your comments and we will get to them. We will read them and we will have a conversation that way. And if you're watching us on the rerun, especially if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave us a comment down below and we'll reply to you too there because you probably have some questions. What the heck is going on? Anyway, as always, we are expanding our attitude of gratitude by always mentioning Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics because they're sponsoring this episode. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Hit the button, Brian. When you've written an incredible book, you want the best cover you can get to put in front of that prose of yours so that you can sell a whole bunch of copies. Well, Jeffrey Hayes can do that for you with Plasma Fire Graphics. He works for a number of major publishers in the independent field, and you can get him to work for you. How, you ask? Well, I'm glad you did. First of all, go to his Facebook page, on Plasma Fire Graphics Facebook page. Check out all the great artwork that he's done on there. And then go to plasmafiregraphics.com where you can see more of his work and contact him directly there where he can, and then he can send you his rate card. And then you better have an EMT standing by because you're going to be astonished by all of the great prices he's got for his amazing work. I use him. A number of prominent people in the new pulp field use his work. He's incredible and he's good to deal with too. You'll like working with him. Anyway, check him out. That's Plasma Fire Graphics. And the look of your book matters to you because it matters to your readers. Rising Tide Broadcast Network, a group of like-minded individuals who are trying to grow their broadcasting platforms together. And this is just a mere sample of what we've got tonight. In the evening, 6 p.m., we've got Drinking with the Davies with an amazing drink online. Join Christine and Ted Davies for that extravaganza. And then following that will be the Historical Fencing Guild, where Nicholas Anthony Tockard will teach you how to murder your friends and neighbors safely with bladed weapons. It's a great show. And actually, it's a lot of fun. You'll dig Nick a lot. And then start every day with the BK Minutes, where we share some of our hard-earned information with you about how to advance as a creative person. Then on Saturdays, we have from the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow night, Joe, and thank you to Joe D. McPhee for filling in last night on the Comic Book Spectrum. You are amazing, sir. And then following that is Stupid O'Clock, the most fun, most intelligent geek talk show on the air, followed at 1 a.m. in the morning by Last Man Standing. Now, programming note, Comics, Chaos, and Sass with Heather Ellen will not be broadcasting until January again. Heather has some things to handle in personal life, and she's, like a lot of us, prepping for the holidays. So anyway, she's got her plate full right now, but she will be back in January. But we've got at least the BK Minutes and Last Man Standing to tide you over on Sunday. We got your information and education covered 7 days a week. So please, please, please check it out. You'll be glad you did. Pardon me. And also we have Patreon supporters that are helping keep this show going. Thank you, Wanda Helm, for joining our crew. We appreciate you. We really do. Mama Wanda takes care of us all. Anyway, Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly with a small, modest monthly stipend. But in return, though, we give you stuff. We have a weekly blog called Every Blog Deserves a Name. And we're also serializing our upcoming novel, The Terrors, a World War II superhero adventure that I'm getting good remarks on it so far, and I think you're going to dig it too. We're in the final editing phase of that book, and we hope to have that out in early 2022. But anyway, we also mention your name on this card here, and if you would like to see your name on it, then please, please, please check us out. We'll see what we have at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And anyway, last night, please check out Comic Book Spectrum. We had a fantastic show last night. Brian Robin, we hope you're feeling better. You and Robin both this morning. They seem to have come down with something. It's that season again. And we had the amazing Jody McPhee jump in at virtually the last minute to fill in for Brian. We had a great discussion last night, great show. And we are piling up the comments, it seems. So I better get busy on that. But anyway, please type in your comments, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. And remember, if you're on YouTube, if you like any part of the show, if you think you might like it someday, if you've enjoyed it in the past, if your hope is high, put a thumbs up on this video if you would, any of our videos, and also please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to grow this channel, get it over 1,000 people, so that we can shower the blessings upon the rest of the network. Anyway, let's start out with Carl Witzman, who is here at 9:48. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Carl. Glad to see you. And Mike, Jimmy, Lorcia, DeBruin. Good afternoon, lovelies. Mike and Jimmy is in a way different time zone. He's on a different continent than the rest of us. I'm in a different world. Anyway, to you, Mike, Jimmy. Glad to see you here. Mike, Jimmy, and I are the only ones awake. Wow. Going to be a short show today. No backlog of comments. I don't know about that. It's starting out pretty briskly, Carl. And just give it like 3 minutes after he went live. You know how it goes, yeah. Anyone else to add back to writing after a break? Carl, I am. Big surprise, right? It's my job. I'm starting a short story that I'm writing for Stormgate Press, a Captain Hawkland story. And then after that, I'm also working on a proposal for a book for Flinch Press, Flinch Books rather. And getting ready for a sale up in Toledo, Ohio, a week from Saturday, Writer's Block. And I'll be up there with Jim Beard of Flinch Books and Molly Daniels and Kenzie Michaels. It's going to be an exciting affair. We're going to have a good time. It's up at one of the malls up there. We will get that address to you. And Mike, Jimmy, Lorcia, DeBruin is not writing, but hard at work at drawing, that's for sure. And he may go and get some writing again this year, depending on how well Life on Cora does there. Might pick up an old project. That's cool. And Donna Carleen has been here for half an hour, but I don't have to be the first to comment. Hi, Mike, Jimmy. And cool, Mike, Jimmy. We agree. Mike, Jimmy is cool. Doing good. And Donna, give Brian something to talk about. Oh, dear God. Yeah, like that's a problem, Carl. Yeah, because I'm so shy and retiring, damn it, right? We'll talk about my love of my love of coffee. Yeah. And we have something new. Remember, spoiler alert, we may talk about coffee later. Anyway, good morning to the beautiful and delightful, incredibly talented Michaela J. Mwah. Sweetheart, glad you're here. Hope you're looking forward to a great weekend. And Mike Jimmy Lurchin DeBruin says, giving my neck some rest, 3.5 hours straight drawing. Yeah, you see a lot of artists, professional artists, and a lot of them after a long time are kind of stooped over, because they've been on the drawing board. Well, at least the drawing board. And I was finding it was giving me some back problems too. When I finally joined a gym, first thing I always did was work my back, because I remember when Christopher Reeve got the role of Superman, he went to Dave Prowse, Darth Vader, who was at the time a major bodybuilder in, not just an actor, but a bodybuilder in Great Britain. And the first thing he did with Reeve was work on his back. He said because everything is connected there. And I found that has really helped me over the years. So anyway, Michaela J says, I'm in the middle of harvest season, but still working on the Ghost Project. Then I'll get on the next Warriors book. Good for you. Good for you. And anyway, Mike Jimmy Lordship de Bruin says, and that was from yesterday. Oh, new torments await you, I'm sure. Carl Witzman says, helpful tips for writers and others. Most phones have a do not disturb mode where your phone will not sound off unless a few select people contact you. And that's true. We've talked, I believe the thing is run, but we already, but one of the BK minutes is on Scrivener's, which is a writing program. It's a wonderful writing program, very helpful. And one of its, you can have it shut down notices from your computer for say 15 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes. And then you can type without interruption. And there's something to be said for that. And Donna Carlene says, I'll do what I want, Carl. Boy, that's the truth. And I'm great. And she's open. Mike Jimmy's doing well too. And Michaela, ouch on the neck. And here cometh the Fez man. That's right, Mike Jimmy, on time for once. And I can relate to the neck bit. Yeah, I can too. And I should have said, Donna, don't you dare give Brian a topic today. Yeah, and I've learned, don't tell people don't type either. Hey, beside the neck, I'm pretty good, says Mike Jimmy Lordship Brewer. I'm glad to hear that, really. Getting done on last pages for Life on Cora number 5, only 2 pages left. Well, that's great. And author Kathy Jackson checks in from Facebook. Thank you for identifying yourself, Kathy. Mwah, I love you, hon. Hello, all, and happy Friday. Hugs. Have an excellent day. When you have a moment, please check out her novels. Yeah, definitely. I don't say this because Kathy is a dear friend of mine. I don't say this because of that. I would. But in all honesty, in all transparency, she is the first person who I read a romance book from her, and I absolutely adored it. It was a sweet romance called Yours to Love. And I learned to love romance books through her. And I picked up a little bit more romance in my own work. At least I'm trying to. So she's had a positive influence on me, despite all outward appearances. So definitely check out the work of Kathy Jackson. She is amazing. And check out Kathy Jackson's books, where you can discuss creativity, discuss your writing, your publishing, and you'll get to see back episodes of our broadcasts. So love it. Love you, Kathy. Love the family. And now, y'all, as Brian will probably read this in 20 minutes from posting, be sure to like the video. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm looking here, and no one on Facebook has liked this video yet. And we've got 13 people at the moment watching me, 16 people watching me on the Facebook things. Or excuse me, Rising Tide Publications, we have 3 people there, and 13 people on YouTube. Thank you. And I can't see what the results on YouTube. Like this video, it helps our visibility. It's not for my bloated ego. But you see, we have plans for this channel that involve the rest of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And if we can get monetized on YouTube, we are going to trickle down the benefits of it to other members of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. So anyway, Grant Lankard. Grant, good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. Much love to you and Angie. And good morning to Ted Davies. Much love to you and Christine. Hope you're prepped for your show tonight. And much love to the Skunk Rocker. Good to see you. I'm just going to state for the record, says Skunk, that I have been lied to, and I don't appreciate that. So if anyone around here could just please tell the truth at all times, that would be great. Oh dear, that's not cool. And because I'm really PO'd at one of you right now. I hope it's not me. I am, if anything, I am far too candid. Anyway, Skunk, if you want to talk about DM, please let me know, okay? And I'll see what I can do to mitigate things, all right? Anyway, Carl Witzman says hello to Grant, and good morning, Nevermornings from Rick Bradley. Good to see you, superstar. And Anthony Bovo, Andy, good to see you, man. You know I worship the cocoa bean, coffee bean, morning, noon, and night, but especially at night. Yeah, I do too, and I think I'm getting to the point where I'm over caffeinated again because For a while, I couldn't drink coffee past 5 p.m. because it would keep me up at night. But either I'm working myself too hard, because last night I had coffee during Clever Title Pending, and I fell right asleep last night. I didn't have a problem with that. Of course, Cookie was home a little later because she had to work overtime. But somebody's got to get those cars out. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're glad you're here, Anthony, and please check out the work of Andy Bove on Amazon, because he's amazing, an amazing author and an amazing guy. And yeah, we're kind of wondering what's up with Skunk. We're concerned, and and that is what is yanking my chain this morning. So, and hello, and how are you guys? I'm doing well. I have kofefe, so I'm prepared. I'm reading a real good book right now. I don't mind showing you. Trying to cut down my stack. It's embarrassing. I'm currently reading this, James Warren, Empire of Monsters. It is a biography by the late Bill Shelley. I think this was his last work before he passed away a couple of years ago, sorry to say. But anyway, James Warren was the publisher of Famous Monsters of Filmland, Creepy, Eerie, Vampirella, and a number of wonderful publications. And this has been a fun and informative book. Warren was kind of a colorful character in the world of comic publishing, but he started Creepy in Famous Monsters of Filmland in the late 50s, and then worked with Harvey Kurtzman on Help, and also started the Creepy, Eerie, Vampirella line, which launched a whole bunch of other black and white comics that were not bound by the Comics Code. And he shows how he gathered some incredible talent, and just came to the part where he just pissed off a whole room full of people at the very first comic convention thrown by Dave Kaler, former Captain Atom writer, and and where he told a bunch of people that, you know, fans don't matter to publishing, according to Warren. He said, because you're all very intelligent, better educated than most comic readers, you are devoted collectors, but the thing is, you guys don't know squat about publishing. He had published a few years before 3 issues of Famous Monsters of Filmland, where superfan and editor Forrest J. Ackerman had told Warren, we need to make this magazine more a magazine of personality. And he, of course, used it to put his personality forward. And the sales on those 3 issues plummeted, because he, up till then, had like an 80-90% sell-through rate on his magazines. And so Warren told him, put it back the way it was and less of you, okay? Which Ackerman reluctantly did. And sales started shooting back up again. Well, he told this audience, said, well, I don't need fans telling me how to run my business, but readers I can't survive without. So that was interesting. It was interesting stuff. And Carl says hello to everybody. Ted Davies Archery. See you tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern with Ted and Craig on the Trenches of Hollywood, pre-recorded. And everyone say hello. Nice to see you, Skunk. Hope it gets resolved. I really do too. And hi, Carl from Grant Lankard and the Grinch Cocktail on Drinking with the Davies tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, tonight is the Green Room with Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Group. It's a terrible secret. Everyone knows about it. And Grant Lankard, I'm still sleeping a lot, but I'm getting more work done on my comic book. Good, Grant. Well, sleep is the body's recovery mechanism. And if you're sleeping more, it means you need more sleep because you've just had an incident. Okay, so Grant just had a bit of a heart malfunction. It's too big, is what it is. He's got too big a heart, and but anyway, he's recovering from that, and we're glad to hear that. Eric Hawkins, so what crap is this? I didn't even ick on the link. My phone just started playing the show. Yes, it's working. Yeah, I've got a friend who we see her once a week. Hi, Robin. We love you. And she complains to me every week about how I keep popping up on her phone, and I'm just saying that means it's working. I'm a master of SEO. Hey, Carl Wisman, how does Ted get all that energy? Too much coffee, and the Eric is in the room. That's right, the pro slayer himself. Now, how'd you see every week He is on Drawn and Quarter. It's the fan edition. But the thing is, Eric keeps going up against these, pro artists and spanking them. And last night, I think, was no exception. I didn't stay up to see the whole show, but Eric was way ahead in the poll. They had like a post-show polling afterwards, which is why you have a post-show. Anyway, when I went to bed, Eric was like twice as far ahead of any of them. Only like 10 people had voted when I was on there. And one person, there were 4 people. Eric was one of them. One person got 1 vote. 2 of the others got 2 votes apiece. And Eric, I was the 5th vote. And I think Clyde Hall hopefully was your 6th. So hopefully, you'll get a chance to show Mike Miller how to draw. Anyway, Damian Waldron, glad to see you, sir. Morning, all you wonderful people, I'm sure you dictated into your phone. Remember, we are not just jellyfish driving a meat and bone suit. We are the shining stars that light the world. We are. And we need to share that light with a lot of people, just as you share yours with me and others, Damien. So hopefully today we'll go out and make this world a more creative and more wonderful place. And it's my muse, Chrisser. She charges me up. She plugs Ted in at night. And we're not going to tell you where the other end, one end goes into the wall, and I'm not going to tell you where the other end of the cord goes in, but Ted's learned to like it a little too much. Anyway, good morning, everyone. How is a push-up bra like a bag of chips? Ask Ace Bonnie. As soon as you open it, you realize it's half empty. Ace, I have never, opened a bag of chips and found like a half a box of Kleenex in there, though. That's the thing. And Michaela Jade, who doesn't have to worry about how full her bra is, she likes that joke. And Ryan Permisson, despite all outward evidence, has shared this video. Great. Oh, Ryan, thank you so much. And so Grant has a comment here. Beowulf number one is on Comicsology. In case any of you guys want to check it out but don't like Kickstarter. Yeah, there are people that don't care for Kickstarter the same way that some people don't care for Amazon or don't care for Walmart. They see it as kind of like the evil empire sort of thing. And unfortunately, Kickstarter's become a little politicized in the last few years. But anyway, yeah, check out Comicsology. Pardon me. And I still got a hairball. And if you're on there, also you can check out the work of Eric Hawkins with the Zombie World of Oz and Joe D. McPhee's various books, including Amazonia. So please check it out. All right. Comicsology is a great service. And I think right now they're offering a free month of their unlimited, where you've got like 30,000 comics you can read. The first month is free, and it's only like something like $7.99, I think, $5.99 to $7.99 a month after that, and that's a lot of reading. That's a lot of good reading there. So anyway, happy Friday, Nevermorians. How are you? I'm doing well with only a few weeks left before I graduate from college. Good for you, Brian. Excellent, my man. And also join him Saturday at noon for, and I quote, with illustrator and graphic designer Jeffrey Hayes, and they'll be taking your questions because they're going to be live like this show. So check that Facebook link, or the Facebook link out, and like and share it here, Donna. Thank you so much, darling. I love you. And subscribe to the Nerd Culture channel today for some more great nerdy content. And in case you missed it, check out the latest episode of And I Quote from last Saturday with writer and publisher Russell Allen. And also check out the interview with cosplayer and writer Kelly Gutner on YouTube there. By the way, go to my page or John B. Pica, johnpica.com. Today, there is a fundraiser going. Kelly Gutner, who is a friend to most of us, friend of the show, friend of mine, a personal friend, she wants to go to C2, or she is going to go to C2E2 next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. And John B. Pica is helping her raise funds to get there. She lives up north, near the Arctic Circle, I believe. And then she's going to have to come down to Chicago, and John would like to have her expenses covered. I think the last time she may have been up there was the first time I was at C2E2, because I remember she came down with a couple other friends of ours, and I was in Artist Alley that year. So, and Kelly is a darling lady. If you follow the Back of the Cereal Box Network, which we encourage you to do, she does a lot of great broadcasting on there. And so please check it out. Please, even a couple dollars will help her out so much. So anyway, I'm going to probably do something for her later. So check it out on my profile page. Or at least will be later today. I told John to put it on there, and also on the Rising Tide publishing page. And Skunk Record, no, it's not you, Brian, but you already know about it. I'll go into further detail later. Right now, if I say something that's not going to go well, I'm going to need a couple days to cool off. Okay. I think I know. Okay, but anyway, I don't appreciate anybody making me look like an old skunk. I don't need anybody's help on that regard. I put on the fez and the bow tie, and I'm off to the races, buddy. But anyway, I only lie to people I don't like, and I like you, skunk. Poor Hughes, Donna, and I'm with you too. In fact, I don't know. My friends told me I'm way too honest. So if I got an issue, I will let you know. And then some. And what was it? John Hale had a post yesterday. I think it was on Facebook about sometimes you have to burn bridges. I've got the matches. We ride at dawn. So anyway, Ryan Purmison says, I passed 50 episodes of and I quote a few weeks ago, and I'm halfway now to 109. Well, good for you, my man. Good for 100. Okay, well, 109 is not too far away. Just 5 more and you're over the halfway mark. And to think I didn't go into liberal arts in college because it had a math requirement, and I was sick of math by the time I left high school. So, well, I can tell people I spent 2 years on the student newspaper, realized I didn't like telling the truth that much, so I went into retail, where I knew I'd never have to tell the truth, and I wouldn't need math. So at least I was half right on one of them. And Ryan Purmison says, if you want to be a guest on, and I quote, we are live Saturdays at noon Eastern, but if we need to record, we can do that for you too. They do have friendly conversation, and you can promote your work there. It is really, really terrific. I got to send more guests your way, Ryan. I got a lot of people. The thing is right now with Clever Tile Pending being down, a lot of people, I tell people I don't care what you have to sell. I only care if you have something to say. Now, this week, an opportunity presented itself Wednesday night. I will have a special Clever Tile Pending. Morgan Connick is coming back, and she is putting together an audiobook on her own. And I thought that would be interesting. And she's got a couple surprises coming up that she's told me about. And so I think, this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have a special episode of Clever Tile Pending. Mostly because I love Morgan, and she's a great lady and needs I don't mind promoting. I love promoting people. I really do. But that's not the sole purpose of that show. And I've had people contact me, saying, well, I've got a Kickstarter. When can I come on your show? I've had some people even say, well, I've got a Kickstarter I'm launching this week. If you have somebody on, can you delay them so I can get on and promote my show? And there's 2 items. One, I'm not going to do that to a previously scheduled guest. That's rude. And usually most of my guests are my friends or people that I don't know as friends yet, but I respect their work highly, and we usually become friends. But I'm not going to do that to a guest unless they cancel on their own. And most of the time, I'm not going to book anyone who is that damn rude. So anyway, and is that my newsletter, honey? Yeah. Yay! Another view. You can go through and see all those typing errors, right?
Well, I wasn't looking for them yet.
Well, don't look.
That's okay. They'll pop out.
No, they won't. I used Grammarly on it, so.
Okay, then that's their typing errors.
Well, typing errors, yeah, you'll see plenty of those. It's kind of a first draft thing. But anyway, and if you want to sign up for my newsletter and see what you get, go to risingtide.pub. We just shot out our new one on the 1st of December, and the 1st of January, we're going to start a new year with a new newsletter. So please sign up here at risingtide.pub, redesigned by Damian Waldron, who's amazing. Anyway, but yeah, I get a lot of people who think who seem to think that broadcasters are obligated to promote them, and we just don't work that way. We would rather promote good people, and Morgan's one of them. So this coming Wednesday, we are going to have a special Clever Title Bending with Morgan and her guest. Anyway, check it out. The latest episode of Russ Exposed News, where Ryan was on the hot seat. Oh, look out. And Well Skunk says, Michaela Jade, we all know you are not an owl, and so I would toss that other person to the side and keep moving. Amen. And Skunk, if I was involved, I learned something about it and made a mistake and a misstatement. I was wrong about something. It happens. Yeah. And howdy, Facebook user. How the heck are you? Carl Weston says, I didn't see a link from Eric today to vote. Do you need more votes today? And Eric Hawkins says, I won. Thanks all. And I return to the pro show next week. As long as Aaron Lepresti doesn't show, I should win there again, too. When are the pros gonna learn? You know, just because Eric has not been in like a DC or Marvel comic, that doesn't make him a true pro. You know, at least Eric can get his Kickstarter campaigns out. But anyway, that means I'll never be on that show, aside from the fact I can't draw. But no, Eric is a pro. Eric, one, his attitude is a lot better than a lot of artists I have worked with. He is a very professional guy. He cares about the work. He is easy to deal with. And if he can deal with me, that shows something right there. And his work is top notch, and he keeps winning these contests for a reason. You know, he is that good. He's come so far in the time we have known each other. Seriously, we've known each other, about 7 years now or so, and his work has grown to the point where you know, we talk about when we do the next Nature Boy comic, and we are going to get that done one day. You know, right now I have permission to run the very first collaboration we made. It may wind up that Eric will have a Kickstarter of his own to pay me to not publish it. He has come that far. He is really good. And my honey is running the secret link. The main secret link of a 45-minute video from the newsletter. But anyway, we'll see what we can do to fix the brakes on Mr. Lepresti's car, okay? And don't let him intimidate you, Eric. You can beat him, and he does. That's the point. And Michaela J says there's a contest going on her YouTube channel. Have you seen her dragons? Made by our very own Cindy Cap, CKOAPP.com. Yeah, I saw the one that Cindy modeled last night on her page, and oh my God, those are so amazing. She is such a talented lady. Why is she not too good to speak to us, Michaela? That's what I want to know. And Grant Lacker says, I wanted to mention I may need some type of fundraiser. I'll keep you guys posted. Neither Angie nor I have been able to work, and I'm probably going to have a 5-figure medical bill. Oh, dude. Yeah, we may have to get a GoFundMe going for you. So, yeah, and I know there's a GoFundMe I need to get on that for the family of Luke Stone. Because he's, you know, as friends of the show know, he has been laid up with the coronavirus to the point where he was on a ventilator for many weeks. And the family is going to be facing some financial challenges in the immediate future. So, Grant, when that gets going, let's talk. Okay, man? Let's see what we can do. And good morning to Amy Hale. Good morning, everyone. Mwah, Amy, hope you're doing well, sweetheart. Glad to have you here. And Amy is also a very talented author that y'all need to check out. Her latest book, Neurosis, is amazing. I left a review for it. You should leave reviews, too, of your favorite small press authors. And anyway, she is amazing. I love you, Amy. Hope you guys are looking at a great weekend. Buy her books. Check them out because they look as good as this. like I said, please check out the work of Amy Hale. Also, go to authoramyhale.com where you can get your book signed by the author. And also check out her Facebook page, Author Amy Hale, on Facebook, because she's amazing and you'll love her. And she'll be coming back soon, with any luck, to do Creative as Hale, her great talk show, because she's awesome. Grant Lacker says, I love how nurses tell you don't do anything that will raise your stress level. By the way, here's a medical bill that will keep you working 20 years. Yeah. That's the problem with healthcare in this country. And I tell people it's turning me into a socialist. It really is. I am more for universal healthcare than ever. Because I've talked to my friends, Glenn Fleming and Russ Leach over in Great Britain, and they have the National Health Service. And yeah, it may take you months to get to a doctor if you have a problem. I'm sure it's not that way if it's really critical, okay? But, you go in and you don't have to worry about your health care costs because it's all been taken care of in the form of taxes, where in this country it is obscene. I'm constantly fighting with my healthcare people because one, they rarely, the billing comes at a time before they have gotten the word back from the insurance companies whether they're paying for my stuff. So I have to call Indianapolis to complain at them. So it's a nightmare. It really is, and no wonder a lot of people are not getting the health care they deserve. And it's just a shame. It really is. So, yeah, but Grant, let's see what we can do to help you out, okay? You're part of the community. You're part of the network, all right? And Skunk, hope you know that's not how a lot of us feel about you, bro. And also hope it wasn't me. Just kidding. Push them aside, bro. Much success. Exactly, Ted Davies. Yeah, Skunk, whatever happened, I'm sure it was an accident. I'm sure it was a miscommunication. At least with most of the people I know here. And if it was somebody from the other day that might have yanked your chain, that consider the source if it's who I'm thinking. But anyway, the person you sent me the screen captures on. But anyway, Skunk, I'm hoping I can referee or something. Let's see if there's anything on here. Checking my PMs, nothing there. So let's go back StreamYard. Okay, there we go. But anyway, we love you, Skunk. We really do. We really do, brother. Take care of yourself, all right? And good morning, Amy. How are you doing? Everybody is saying hello to each other. I love seeing that. Eric Hawkins says Aaron Lopresti is very good. He really is. He comes in with 30 minutes left of the show and knocks out a masterpiece. That's annoying, isn't it? Yeah, the thing is, what is it? DC had I've been a fan of Lopresti for decades. I mean, he's been around a long, long time. I saw he did a Metamorpho strip in a 6-issue run that DC had about 3 or 4 years ago called Legends of Tomorrow. And kind of riffing off the TV show. He did a Metamorpho strip in there that he did the writing on. It was really quite good. He's very talented, and I think if he comes in and beats you, Eric, there is no shame in that. But I'm sure you make him break out in the sweat, sir. I am sure of that. And morning all from the desk of the Small Press Publisher, Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Joe D. McPhee, thank you again for showing up last night on Comic Book Spectrum. Morning, Brian. Morning, ma'am, executive producer. All as well. It is with us, sir, and we hope your morning is going well. Please check out Joe D. McPhee and Eggs and G Press at C2E2 next weekend. He is going to be amazing. And Rick Riley says, I have a feeling that if Cindy Kemp becomes crazy, rich, and famous, she would not change and still be the amazing woman we know and love. I know that for sure. I think she would be like we're trying to do, help more people. And she is an amazing lady. I am so glad to know her. She is great. And someone else who's a great lady is Teresa Dunn. Good morning, Brian. You have a great day. Yes, ma'am. I promise I will. You have a good one, too. That is a command. I'm Nathan Bechtold. Dude, it was so cool running into you at Blue Moon the other night. I was telling Cookie, and she was so sorry she wasn't with me. Hey, I'm glad to see you, my man. Great to see you the other day. Much love to you, brother. And for all those Hoosier-based filmmakers and cinematic artists out there, Indiana Filmmakers Network at indianafilmmakers.org. And for all you animators, artists, designers, etc., Indianimation, animation, art design, storyboards, digital media, etc. Much love, you and Cookie. Talk soon. Looking forward to it, man. We gotta break bread sometime, brother. But yeah, Nathan is the head of the Indiana Filmmakers Organization, and it is a statewide organization of filmmakers, and he has outposts in various cities across Indiana. And I know he's got one here in Lafayette because it's where he lives. Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, I think Vincennes, Terre Haute. But if you have any interest in amateur, I say amateur, but any interest in small filmmaking, it's a great network to be in. He can get you you can network with actors, other production people. Pardon me. And now he's starting up the thing for animation. I love watching the progress of this group. It makes me so happy. Nathan's a former comics guy too, so he and I like dropping names with each other. So anyway. And I love having you here, and please show up anytime to promote IFM, okay? That is an order, sir. Anyway, from the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, Eric Hawkins, let me know if you need me to join one night so your work can look better. I only draw to help. And I help him by staying the hell away from him. Excuse me, Carl Wisman. Also be sure to talk to the social worker at the hospital because they can work on ways to get that bill down at least a little. Yeah, hospital. Yeah, Carl is exactly right. The hospitals do not want to drive someone into penury, to lose their house and all their cars and everything just to get the bill paid. They will work with you. They really will. We've had some rather high hospital bills in the last few years, and the hospitals have always worked with us. But the thing is, communicate with them. And the thing is, you can refinance things with them and then refinance them again. And sometimes, and I'm not saying this will happen with you, Grant, but sometimes if you can show that you have paid the bill in good faith and you are in constant contact with them, sometimes hospitals will forgive the debt. I may be needing a procedure in a few years. I'm hoping that's true. But anyway, talk to the people in the financial department. Most, like 99% of the people I've talked to in those various departments have been godsends. So, and anyway, thanks, Joe. And speaking of stress level, mine is getting higher. Yeah, I know, Teresa. Just hang in there, and remember there's a 7-day waiting period on guns. Anyway, from the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, problem with healthcare is the law system here. People can sue over the trivial things, which raises the insurance for licensed doctors who then charge us more for their services. That's exactly true. And I'm not going to rant about COVID, Carl, but you may want to be standing by. I have a friend whose wife had botched back surgery. And my friend was going to lawyer up and take this doctor to court. And doctors have malpractice insurance. But anyway, his lawyer did some digging. And he said, you could sue him. But first of all, it won't stop him from practicing. He is incompetent. But he is the only person around that does this kind of surgery. And he's got like a list of people who are suing him for malpractice that you'll never get to him. The other cases will take up his time. But again, you're right, Carl. Or rather, Joe, you're right. I was looking at Carl's comment. That, like I said, it's the system itself that's damaged. And, also, God, I don't even know where to start on this. It's like, somebody, the thing is, you can get a 5-figure bill from just a weekend in a hospital. What is it? I got and this was like 30 years ago. I got a bill for my late mother for a 3-day stay in a Champaign, Illinois hospital, and it was like $14,000. And that's ridiculous. And actually I got that debt eliminated because it was wrongful debt because she had died 4 months before. So they billed the wrong person. But yeah, work with the hospital, see what you can do, and then let's see what we can do after that. But yeah, insurance drives things up. In fact, it's been this way for about 30 years that some doctors cannot really retire because their malpractice insurance has become so expensive that they have to keep working just to pay the malpractice insurance. So yeah, it's a crazy system, a stupid system we've got here. BKM, that's how the corporations keep you working for them. No job, no benefits, no 401k, no safety net. OMG, I need to keep this job, etc. Yeah, exactly right. And the thing is, I have off and on been looking into. There are benefits that full-time creators can get. Um, many a hoop has to be jumped through, and I'm not saying that's inexpensive, but we have options. We do have options. But yeah, that's exactly right. It's like indentured servitude, that they get you hooked on the benefits and the other things. And the thing is, the benefits tend to diminish over time themselves. I mean, back when I worked for public broadcasting, every year, in the fall, we had to talk about all the benefits we were losing from our healthcare provider. It was never, hey, here's something else we can give you that you'll appreciate and can use. It was always, oh yeah, we're not covering that anymore, and we're not covering that. And those were always very unpleasant meetings. Grant Lankert says a lot of that, it takes months to see a doctor in socialist countries as propaganda from people who are making money off the medical industry. The thing is, I've talked to people who have no vested interest in spreading propaganda, people who have dealt with the healthcare system, and they say it does happen. And even here in America, that is still true. Again, I had to have a checkup when I started working for public broadcasting. I couldn't get in for 6 months to get a checkup. And I called and I said, it's like, they hired me anyway, but I had to have that checkup. And I said, can we get it any sooner? And they said, well, if you have like an emergency, we can see about getting you in 2 months. But if it's not an emergency checkup, 6 months is it. So I'm telling you, it's the same over here, except we don't have it covered unless you're wealthy. Rick Bradley says it also doesn't help when providers who will call mad that a claim was denied and that it was an experimental procedure not covered, and they say it is a covered procedure. So I'll ask when they call to check benefits, and they say, and guess what they say? I didn't call for benefits. Well, there you go. Well, Rick Bradley works in the field, so yeah. Well, I'm kind of finding with my healthcare provider that things that were covered last year are not covered this year. I had to pay for a checkup actually. Now, occasionally, like like I had to fight a few months ago. Last year when I turned, or this year when I turned 65, my healthcare provider said, well, we've got a free clinic. Come in. We'll give you some advice. We'll check it. We'll give you a free checkup and everything. And I said, fine. I come back and I got like a $700 bill. And I'm like, what's this $700 for a free checkup? And I got them to cover everything but one thing, because the lab work had, or actually I got a free EKG. But the thing was, they found my heartbeat was slow, and it was like the medical community says it has to be 60 beats a minute. It came in at 59, and so they called my doctor who was in the building, and he had to look at the thing and give him a consultation. And it turned out that they charged me for it, and I'm like, isn't this part of it? And they're like, well, talking to your doctor is not. And I'm like, well, okay, fine. And it wasn't bad. And I like the guy, so a few minutes of his time was worth it. But I talked to him later. I said, dude, I thought you wanted my heartbeat low. I was very proud of myself. He goes, no, that's 60 would have been fine. They've never called me. 59's where they have to call me. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, so Skunk Rocker goes on, says, no, Brian, it's not him. It's related to that. And yeah, I get that it was a miscommunication. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. And I'm not in a good place. If I start talking about this, things are going to get ugly, and I don't want that. I just want publicly on the record that I'm pretty upset about the situation. Like I said, give me a couple days to cool off, and then I'll talk to whoever I need to talk to about it. Just not feeling very rising tide right now. So make it like Frozen and let it go. Skunk, we can't. We worry about you, brother. But anyway, like I said, if you need to vent to me in DM, please do. All right, you know I care. Excuse me. Ted Davies Archery says, give us basic health care, and if we want to add to it, pay a little extra and do that. That way we're covered. Less stress, better health. Yeah. And also, I want to see healthcare providers do preventative medicine. Be better about covering prescriptions. Make that part of the package. Also, why aren't healthcare providers subsidizing gym memberships? And I'm not saying they have to get like the expensive ones, but say we're giving you a stipend, we will pay directly to your gymnasium, and there's a couple of inexpensive ones out there. I'm like, and I'm not saying they get the gold plan. Like we used to belong to Planet Fitness. They had a regular plan, which was like $10 a month plus a quarterly paperwork fee or whatever, which all was very reasonable. Then they had what they called the Black Card, where you could go to any Planet Fitness in the country, and you also got like the hydro massage and other benefits from that. Whereas the basic membership was you have this particular location. This is where you go. I could see a healthcare provider saying, okay, you get the basic membership. You don't get the Black Card unless you pay the difference. I can see that, Ted, and I agree with you completely. Eric Hawkins says the hospital finance department was going to reduce my brother's bill by 95% at $80K a day for 21 days. That was a huge chunk of change. Yeah. That's $80K a day. That's yeah. I agree with Carl. That's huge. It's ridiculous. That's crazy. It's like, I know they've got to pay for all that, like the machinery and stuff, but it's not like they have to pay it all in one day from one person. Rick Riley says the in and out surgery to remove the melanoma from my arm is going to cost me $25,000, and I work at one of the biggest insurance companies, but still can't afford insurance. Yeah, see. And did you hear about the new German bra company? I think they're called Keeps Them From Flopping, says Ace Body. Thank you for the much needed joke there. Grant Lanker says the bottom line is that there's nobody who lives in a country that offers universal health care that would trade places with us as the U.S. We have the best level of health care than most every other country on earth. Scientifically, we are probably the leaders, but we've got a long way to go before we can really hold our heads high as far as the medical industry goes. And it's not to diss any of the people working in it at any level. But, I remember back in the 80s, the big thing was the emergency room, that it was cheaper to have no healthcare insurance and just go into the emergency room whenever you felt anything happen. Now even the emergency room is crazy expensive. Yeah, insurance policies can change daily, says Rick Riley. I've had to call people back an hour after giving benefits because we received an email that something changed with a policy. Oh, we need some relief here. Who can help us now? Cindy Cap, happy Friday. Thank goodness you're here, Cindy. Love you. Saw your dragon posting last night. That is a work of art, darling. That is beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, check out Cindy Cap at ckoepp.com. Sign up for a free monthly newsletter. It should be out in about 22 days. And you'll love it. Anyway, roasting chestnuts on open fire. That's me. I've got your nuts over the fire at Smash Words. And traveling to a little town, Bethlehem. That's in Pennsylvania. That's me. Please check out my work on Amazon. Thank you. And wrong there too, Brian. There's the Netherlands where half your medical stuff comes from. Well, there you go. Okay, I didn't realize that we were leeching off of you guys, Mike Jimmy. See, it's an international thing now. Thank you for the clarification. And Philips is a Dutch country. Okay. Okay. I didn't realize that. Really? That's interesting. I thought it's just America and Dubai that were buying up things. It's like it's good to know. Seriously, I love learning stuff, Mike Jimmy. Thank you, and thank you for saving our lives. And oh, come on, Emmanuel, Nicholas Anthony Tockard, also on Amazon. He has The Simple Sword and some great books, some great big stumpy robot games on there. Check out his work, and he's got some more tabletop role playing games coming out in the immediate future because he's amazing. He really is. And so is Cindy Kepp, CKOEPP.com. And she's awesome too. And while Cindy is gearing up more comments, as are the rest of you, let's do this. Let's see, who else do we want to talk? Oh, I know who we can talk about. Someone we all love, and you need to get her books from Amazon and Bear Publications.
Author Cindy Kepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Cindy writes great books that are appealing to people of a variety of ages. And if you're worried about too much sex, too much violence, that's not going to appear in Cindy's work, but you are going to get a great story and some great writing. So definitely check her out on Amazon, all right? And let's get back to the comments. And having the most wonderful time of the year, that's John Pica. Check out his brand new novel, Night Reich, from Seventh Star Press on Amazon, johnpica.com also. And yeah, it says Mike Jimmy Lorcha de Bruin. It all started with a light bulb for some reason 100 years ago, and now they're the leading company in Medicare equipment. Yeah, well, it's like, what is it? We've also got General Electric. When I was growing up, they made TVs and refrigerators, here in America. And next thing I know, 50 years later, they own like major corporations. In fact, it was that I saw they have to, there was some article I read recently where they're having to divest themselves of a couple of companies, and these were also huge companies in their own right, and I think General Electric used to own Universal Pictures and all that stuff. Anyway, it gets convoluted, it gets complicated. I can barely keep up. But yeah, that's interesting. And also Philips was a I doubt it's the same thing, but it was there was a Philips record company back in the 50s and 60s that was the home base of the Four Seasons. So there's trivia you can never use. Anyway, Amy Hale, today at 1 p.m. Central, I'm taking over the My Blissful Books readers groups, giveaways, live chat, etc. Check that out. I will have to look that up at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Hey, Amy, put some links on my page, would you? Please, all right, because I want to get you an audience. And Cindy Kepp has the Dastardly Dingoes podcast. Are looking for a silent night. Those three guys cannot keep quiet, and we're the better for it. Check them out every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And from the National Small Press Publisher, yes, give Cindy love because she gives love to everyone. Buy Cindy's books, definitely. And she's got a great comic book called Animal Eye. Second issue, I think, is nearing the end of production. The script for issue 3 has just gone past their editorial consultant and working towards its final version. So anyway, check it out. And Michaela posted photos of the dragon that Cindy made for her. They're amazing. Oh, I'll have to check those out. I just saw Cindy's last night, late after the broadcast. Eric Hawkins says, I don't know. I had 2 friends in Canada who have cancer, and they had to come here for treatment. Or we could just do like they used to do back in the 70s. Let's all just go to Mexico, Back when we had, what is it, the Leia Trail, I think it was called, the peach pits that were supposed to be like the next big cure for cancer and everything, but before stem cells became sexy, sort of thing. But anyway, it's all screwed up everywhere, and we're all going to die anyway. So anyway, there's your cheerful bit for Friday. And hello, Nicholas Stockard. Happy Friday to you, my Nevermorean brother. I'm hoping you and the family are well. And Cindy kept Oh Holy Night with Nerd Culture on YouTube. Check it out, Ryan Permis and Grant Lanker. Man, I really opened Pandora's box. Yeah, see what happens? Anyway, Cindy kept says decking the halls of Small Press Publishing. That's our friend Joe D. McPhee every Saturday night at 10 p.m. part of the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network. And Amy Hale's dreaming of a white Christmas. Actually, she would like to have a green Christmas. She likes warmer weather, and she'd like to be showered with money, so please pick up her books. All right. Eric Hawkins, GE sold their appliance company to a Chinese company a few years back. And this is my surprise look. There we go. Anyway, Cindy Kemp says Frosty the Snowman with new dragons. Check out Michaela Jade's dragons. She's got lovely dragons. And thanks to Cindy Kemp. Anyway, what did you think I was talking about? Anyway, please check out Michaela Jade's Warriors trilogy. It is good stuff. And we are caught up again. So let's give let's see what we got here. Let's give Michaela some love. Let me see where did I put that on here? There we go. And the next voice you hear will be that of Kyle Guthrie, and who is available for video work. Please check it out.
Secrets, trust, worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior's Secret, Warrior's Trust, and Warrior's Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.
Check out the work of Michaela Jade, available now on Amazon. And Eric Hawkins says Frigidaire sold to a Swedish company over a decade ago. You mean the man? And you're probably going to tell me the Maytag, repairman, the loneliest man in town, is probably got a base now in the Arctic Circle, right? Anyway, We Three Kings Have Poetry from Teresa Dunn. She's got 2 books of poetry expressions. Please check them out and pick them up. And Whirlpool owns Maytag, in case you didn't know. So now he's the Whirlpool repairman. Colin Ferguson and Jesse White, right? And also Gordon Jump. That's right. Amy Hale says, they say money makes you miserable. I'd like the chance to prove them wrong. Me too. There's you probably heard the old saying, Amy, that whoever said that money doesn't buy happiness doesn't know where to shop, right? I'd like that opportunity myself. So, and Cindy Cap says, walking in a winter wonderland tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Historical Fencing Guild. Always fun, always informative. And even if you have no interest in combat or bladed weaponry, you've got to watch Nick Tockard because he is a hoot. He is wonderful. And there he is now. Huge shout outs to Carl Wisman, who helped me deal with an earworm, Willow Schuyler, who inspired it, and Cindy Cap for totally unconnected reasons. Oh, man. I had to give you an earworm. I tried to give Amy to get rid of her obsession about Baby Shark. Nick, sometime go to Google or go to YouTube and do a search for It's Raining Tacos. I think you would like that. I really do. It's a great song, actually. Ace Bonnie asks, did you hear about the big bra sale going on? Buy 1 cup, get a 2nd cup free. It's just like Starbucks. And so he's making a list and checking it twice for comic-related madness. That's Pops Van Zandt. Please check out CromCon at the end of the month. Plus, he's got some great programming during the week if you love independent comic books. Eric Hawkins says, and the Kenmore can be any brand, GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, LG. You never know until you need a part. Ours is an LG. This is why I can't keep up with this stuff anymore. I just know that Disney owns everything that Comcast doesn't. Anyway, do you hear what I hear? Luke Stone Studios, the sound of hybrids. It's great stuff. Please check out what Luke does. And Angels We Have Heard From On High, it's memoirs of the same thing. And also the nebulizer, available at brianrodman.com. Brian Rodman, if you're watching, I hope you're feeling better this morning, brother. Nicholas Tockard, I just made a couple acquisitions that may greatly change my broadcast plans. Big excitement is coming post-holidays to the Historical Fencing Guild. Well, hopefully it involved the thing the elf brought you recently, thanks to Santa Carl. And thank you to Santa Carl for improving the look and sound of this broadcast. Gloriosity. It's great. And I see I can't really move it in too far, but you notice my old co-star is still with us. I had should I keep him in here? And listen, I got my camera here, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Put my old guest star back on here. How does that look, folks? I'll take him out if you want. He'll understand. Eric Hawkins says, "Oh yeah, I've done appliance part procurement for 30 years. Can you tell?" Dude, I work for the water company, utility industry for about 15 years, and I can talk plumbing any day. I understand. Michael Jimmy Lordship de Bruin says, toss a coin to your author. Why? Because they're cold and the heating doesn't pay for itself. Definitely keep an eye out for the funding coming up for Life on Cora number 5, coming up soon. This guy is incredibly talented. We got to support him too. And Cindy Kemp says, Good King, what's his name, gets more powerful stories at Bear Publications, where you can pick up Animal Eye number 1, the comic, and Animal Eye, the novel, as well as great swag for the same IP. It's good stuff. And Rick Bradley says, money may not buy happiness, but I'd feel better crying in a Mercedes as opposed to crying on a bicycle. Well spoken, young man. Well said. Ace Bonnie, those push-up bras aren't very good, are they? I wore my wife's to the gym this morning, and I still couldn't manage more than 6. That's awesome. That's beautiful. I may need a hospital for the coughing. Anyway, Cindy Kemp says, let all mortal flesh keep silent on Comixology, where you can get not just Eric S. Hawkins, but also Joe D. McPhee and now Grant Lanker. Our people are on there. Santa Carl and Mike Jimmy Lordship de Bruin. Oh, hey, I just bought that mic last week. This is the Neewer, or Neewer, excuse me, Neewer. Eric Hawkins recommended this to me, and I like the sound, and it's got a beautiful retro look. And thanks to Lewis Lee for telling me how to actually aim this thing so it gets the best sound. So anyway, no, I love this. I love this microphone. It has a beautiful retro look that I appreciate, and it's more visual foofa in the background. And you see, I've got I changed the angle. You can see my Superman stickers here with a little thing saying Nerds Unite, and a beautiful Scoot McMahon illustration of Captain America he gifted me years ago. So yeah, I will be able to see Scoot at C2E2 next weekend. I have a prior engagement on Saturday, and that's going to take probably all my energy. Anyway, Nick with Carl Westman says, Nick, do you think Willow would sing to me? Carl would definitely pay for that, I'm sure, and sent me a goodie. Walmart has a surprise, and Amazon actually delivered. And it says, Nick Tucker and Carl, have you been good? If not accidental, Krampus will know. Krampus and I are old pals. He brings me my coal. Anyway, and says Cindy Cap, I ran out of break before I ran out of links. Sarnar76 for Vintage Cartoonist. Don't forget to tip your host and hashtag bring cookie home. Blush, thanks. Oh, I love seeing a beautiful woman blush. Dragons and other cool stuff on sale until Christmas Eve. Discount code available in the newsletter and on Patreon. And just do a search on patreon.com for CKOEPP.com. Sign up for Rising Tides newsletter right here, risingtide.pub. Thank you, Cindy. And Patreon, because you need fun stories from your favorite artistic sorts. That's definitely true. Check out Patreon. Many of the people you see on this feed right now have Patreon accounts. Myself, Cindy, Molly Daniels, Amy Hale, just a plethora of people. We'll have that card up later, and you can see more names. Bug y'all later. Cindy, you have not bugged us yet, darling. You are a joy. Mwah. If I don't talk to you before then, you have a great weekend, sweetheart. And got my appointment book out, so I can tell y'all where I'm going to be next weekend. I'm already setting up for next year. Writer's Block, 11 to 5 on Saturday, December 11th, at Franklin Park Mall, 5001 Monroe Street in Toledo, Ohio. That's going to be a lot of fun. Not only will I be there, not only will Cookie be there with any luck, but also Molly Daniels and Jim Beard of Flinch Books, where we'll talk about Conrad von Honig all day long. So please check us out. Please come see us. Admission is free. And we're going to be planning some cool stuff for the event. So please come see us. Carl Whitson says, probably not Nick, but writing that sequel to Mad Gasser and the protagonist is even worse than in the last book. Isn't that great? Isn't that great that you can tap into something really depraved? Anyway, he said from experience. Yeah, because one of the stories I wrote in my Bachelors Grove book came from a very, very dark place. And I'm like, this is dark even by my standards. But it turned out well. And people love that story. So anyway, I think Sheldon on Big Bang Theory put it best. I just realized that all of your problems could be solved with money. Yeah. What is it Cyndi Lauper used to sing? Money changes everything. I know that wealth and success bring new difficulties, new challenges. I won't say problems, because I think they become problems depending on how you deal with them. But not having to worry about your mortgage or car payment, or having to run to the emergency room for a weekend and be price tagged out of existence is it takes a lot of the pressure off. And the Hitman Blog Talk. Hello, Hitman. Good morning. Good to see you. Hello. Glad to see you. Hope all is well. I love that name. And we are caught up once again. We'll give you one more chance to give me some stuff to talk about after we come back from this word from Pops Van Zandt and the Comic Madness.
Hey, yo, Pops here. Are you looking to be on Monday Madness? Is Monday no good? You need a special edition? Are you looking to be on the first timer spotlight on for you new guys? Launch parties, countdowns, CromCon Monthly. We got it all right here at the Madness Comic Network, providing online promotional services for the indie comic community and proud sponsor of
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
And also, a huge shout out to Joe D. McPhee. Please check him out on the from the Desk of the Small Press Publisher, Saturday nights at 10 p.m. This Saturday will be no exception, 9 p.m. Central. Anyway, please check out what our good friend Joe D. McPhee does. And also check out Comic Book Spectrum from last night for a lot of great commentary and stuff from this guy here.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher. And I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there. and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Interviews, live drawing, and reviews. Check out what Joe D. McPhee does every Saturday night just before Stupid O'Clock on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And Howie, I thought that was you, Howie. Howie, it's good to see you, man. Haven't talked to you in ages. And Skunk Cracker says, yeah, I got nothing else. Don't die, Pete Cookie. Have a wonderful weekend. And at some point, I'll talk to you about the situation, how I feel about it, but today is not that day. That's fine, Skunk. I just want to let you know the door is always open, man. If you need a dry shoulder and sympathetic ear. Ace Bonnie asks, wife, why is this giant bra on the coffee maker? Husband, you said you needed K-cups. That's all for the show, folks. Anyway, and Brian, OMG, love where you have gone with the show. Well, Howie, dude, thank you for being here, man. Yeah, we have been blessed, seriously, and we are constantly trying to improve here, and the improvements will keep coming. But anyways, good to see you, man. I hope you have been well. I love seeing your stuff pop up on Facebook, and much love back to you, Howie. Hey, brother, check out what this guy does. He is super, super good. Check out his blogs on Blog Talk Radio, and he's just amazing. Howie, love you, man. We'll talk soon, brother. I promise. And Rick Bradley says, I'm still working on my Patreon. I think I'm going to have it go live next month when R&D Gaming goes live, a brand new broadcast from the Rising Tide Broadcast Network on Wednesday nights. I've been racking my brain on what I can put on, so I'll make it a writing gaming forum. Share some of my RPG stories for higher tiers, along with exclusive writings of my books. There we go. Well, Rick, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Stall, Brian, stall. But yeah, for instance, on my Patreon, $1 a month gets you a mention on Nevermind the Furthermore, Clever Title Pending, and Comic Book Spectrum. And also gets you access to my exclusive blog, Every Blog Deserves a Name, that we do at least once a week when I'm on my game. I get so distracted. Or if I've got a bad deadline. And then at $5 a month, you can look at some of my works in progress. And right now we are serializing. I think we've got like 5 or 6 chapters left to go in The Terrors, my first draft flash fiction book. And it turned out so darn well. I was very happy with it. And a lot of people, and everyone that's read it so far has had nothing but compliments on it, I'm glad to say. And that will be coming out in early 2022 with a brand new, beautiful Jeffrey Hayes cover from Plasma Fire Graphics with Look of Your Book Matters to You. It mattered to me, so I got Jeffrey. And then we have a $10 level where you can download some of my books in PDF form. So I need to do something more for my $10 people. I really do. But anyway, that's what we've got there, and we appreciate everyone that supports us on Patreon. Seriously, this show is as slick as it is, beyond the frequent errors of the operator here. But yeah, this show is on the air primarily through the kindness of the people who have pledged one-time payments in my tip jar, as well as our Patreon account. Thanks to our Patreon supporters, in fact, we get a discount on StreamYard because we paid for a whole year in advance, and we got a substantial discount on it. And we could not have done it if it were not for the kindness of our patrons. And we appreciate you so much. And I just feel like there's so much more I should be doing for you guys. And I do want to, and I'm working on it. I really am. Anyway, let's get back then. Let's see. Oh, yes, we got that. Thank you. And the Orion Effect Podcast, Rift Radio Podcast Network. Definitely check them out. It is great stuff. If you love the paranormal and all, check out what Howie does. He is so good. He really is. And Brian, we need to have you back on. I need to be back on, brother. It's been a while. And when I get Clever Tile Pending fired up, we need to get you on there too on one of our panels. Nicholas Tucker, my Patreon, should be getting the news about what is up and maybe something about accidental Krampus. I get Krampus in the middle of the night sometimes. You know, if I haven't hydrated properly. Fortunately, there's pills for that, and I pee a lot at night. But anyway, we were talking about something else, right? And Michaela J, 9 watching, 14 likes. Now that's more like it. Good work, Michaela. Thank you so much. And like has been said earlier, it helps. I'm not saying this for my ego. My friends know that I talk about my ego, but I think I have remarkably little of it. It's a lot of it's for show. Don't tell anyone though. But also it helps us in our searchability in the algorithms of YouTube and Facebook, which I spend more time researching how to go with their flow than I do writing. I watch a number of YouTube videos every day, educational videos, entertainment videos. And the thing is, a lot of them now are how to get noticed on Facebook. Or I've given up on Facebook, actually, for the most part. Or at least aggressively trying to find people there, because the algorithms there are in such a constant state of flux. I don't know anyone can keep up with them. But YouTube is a little bit more navigable. And the thing is, here's something a lot of broadcasters don't know. You can get monetized on Facebook. But the thing is, I was finding that Facebook keeps moving the goalposts. You think you're getting close to it. Oh, wait, we changed something. Oh, we changed something else. Oh, by the time while you were thinking about what we changed it again. It's tough to plan a business that way. Whereas YouTube is far more transparent about what your goals should be if you're seeking monetization. And we do want to be monetized. Again, there are certain things I'd like to get for this show. Some bells and whistles. Okay. One of our goals is to build a studio in our basement so that, occasionally there's like weather you can hear on this show. And I want the sound to be as good as possible. So there's weather you'll pick up sometimes, or on Mondays, the garbage trucks are roaring up and down the street here in Lafayette. But if we're in the basement, it's very quiet in the basement. It's very restful down there. And we want to set up a studio in there. It won't take a whole lot. In fact, I've already started working on it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for helping me do this. But that's what the Patreon is for, to help us put together a studio in our basement so that we can do different shows. And maybe even, I wouldn't mind it if we could have like an area where we could set up, like, one of my many goals is set up furniture down there in this studio so I can have people come in live who live close enough where we could sit down in the same room and have a conversation about a topic. I'd love that for Clever Title Pending. But that takes it takes more than good wishes. And some of this stuff are things that I cannot do. It's beyond my skill set. And beyond the amount of time it would take to learn it or to execute it. So that's what that's for. Also, I am open that I would like to be able to take some of the broadcasters and say, here is a year's subscription. Here's the money for a year's subscription to StreamYard. Use it for StreamYard. And let's see where your broadcasting can take you. I'm open to my goals. And a lot of them don't involve me. So that's why I do what I do and why I'm doing it. So now you know. And oops, repeat, where did the cow spend all of its money? At the casinos. Thank you, Ace Bonnie. And thanks for the shout out. Hey, brother, glad to do it, Joe. You do so much for me, man. That's the least I can do for you. Especially with an hour and a half notice. This man dropped what he was doing and came on the show last night and gave a great review of the new Nubia comic from DC. So you want to check that out. All right, Howie. Thank you, brother. Rick Riley says, I just signed up for the $10 a month essential StreamYard membership. Thought I'd take the month to figure it out with your help, of course. Yeah, Rick, let's maybe some evening we can get together. Something I do is you could construct multiple studios in StreamYard. And I have one, it's kind of a hangout for the comic book spectrum people. I think I've given Joe the location. If not, Joe, I can do that. We don't always go there, but we have in the past. But anyway, and I've got another one that basically I use as a tutorial area for people who want to use StreamYard. And I take them through all the controls on here. Now, the thing is, StreamYard's got more stuff. And it's glorious. I pay for the pro level, which is like $400 something a year. And, it's worth it. It is worth it. I can broadcast on 8 different platforms, which include one YouTube. I haven't seen that I'm on Twitter yet, although I'm told I can broadcast there. But I can also go on Twitch, LinkedIn. There's all kinds of different options. So and the thing is, check out StreamYard has a channel on YouTube. Check it out every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, because they are constantly bringing out new things. So that's why I endorse StreamYard. Again, the sponsor of my show. Anyway, Nick Tucker says, how goes the Designing of Variety Scene Tides Publishing's 24-hour comic challenge? Maybe have the Comic Book Spectrum guy review completed entries as a special episode. Now, that's a genius idea, Nick. That is cool. We've got, maybe we'll just organize our own 24-hour comic book thing. That might be fun. Open up the channel. We'd have to do it, I think, in 3 24-hour blocks, and just give the address to certain people. I have to be selective because I admit that there are some people who do comics, and unfortunately, they swear like sailors. And I know, and I've had people tell me they don't appreciate that on here. Some of my regulars don't appreciate bad language, which is why we have the F-bomb. Thank you, Lauren Waldron, for my F-bomb, and we have been so glad we have it. Anyway, we need to think about that, Nick. We need to think about that. And if only I could get likes on mine, maybe I'll start showing my boot. Never mind. Okay, please like Michaela's channel, please. So, Michaela, maybe we can do test broadcasts, just you and me, over the reveals there. And I give up on Facebook algorithms. Screw it. I do it as I can. And Michaela, what's yours? You can find her under Michaela Jade. Now, they're author Michaela Jade. Look for that, because there are other Michaela Jades on YouTube. And Between the Ferns. There we go. There's where we look for her. And I'm about 5 hours away, and I would love to come over and have a live interview with you. I would love that, too. You bring Amy and John Hale with you, and Kathy and Matthew Jackson. Michaela is even closer. She's only 3 hours away. Carl and Donna are 1 hour away. Man, we can have a convention. And Nick is a less than an hour away. We can have a convention over here. There we go. We got next MichaelaCon over here. We'll have a live broadcast. How does that sound? And also, we got to organize SarahCon too. Carl, Donna, we got to. The girl's going mad. We got to help her. And if you're watching, and I know you'll watch this later, Sarah. Mwah. Anyway, NTF becoming like the Tonight Show. But in the morning, with Brian being Johnny Carson and Carl being Ed McMahon, actually it should be the other way. Carl does such a better job on this show than I do. That Joe, I think he should be the man. He is the man. He just lets me hang out. Michaela Jade says, mine is simply my name, author Michaela Jade. If I link it here, it won't show up. Michaela, you can put it in, but instead of the little dot, put in the word dot, and everyone will know what it is. And can you switch cameras through StreamYard midstream? Yes, you can. There is a process where you can do it. I have done it in the past. I had one episode one morning where this computer, or actually my previous laptop, was having issues with the update from Microsoft, and it was coming up on showtime. And so one morning, I brought in my other laptop while this was still working on, and I had the laptop at like 10 o'clock here, and I had my broadcast laptop here. And I'm working with the broadcast laptop. And then at the end of it, when it was all straightened out, I was broadcasting primarily from my writing laptop. And then once I got this straightened out, I switched the feed to here and then killed the laptop here, and we went on smooth as silk. So there are ways to do it, and there are ways you can incorporate, say, OBS, which Carl Witzman does, because he is a whiz with OBS, and I do want to learn how to do that, because that would really broaden what I can do with the show. But yes, you could change cameras midstream, and a little bit of it requires more computing power is the thing. Because I noticed when I had more, when it was my primary computer was fine, but when I switched to the other one, there was a lag between the audio and the visual. I looked like a Godzilla movie. My lip movements did not match what was the sound coming out of your speakers. So the short answer is yes. The long answer is what you just got, Nick. I hope that helped. And FezCon, yes. Well, every now and then Nick Talker and I talk about doing a FezCon at the Fowler Public Library. And Nick, we've got to talk to Amanda. We've got to get that going. I think we need to have that happen. And Sarah's going mad. Sarah is delightfully insane, and we love her. Anyway, Carl Wisman says, before Donna finishes that thought, have a great day, everyone. Carl, thank you very much for the timely reminder. The coffee cup is, the pot is empty. The cup is almost empty. And I need to feed my woman. So anyway, thank you, Carl. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, we gotta get SarahCon. It'll be a nice outing. And I can talk to you guys, maybe talk to you guys about it later. But anyway, thank you to everyone who has watched the show this morning. And everyone, take care and stay creative, says Rick Bradley. Rick, you have a great weekend, brother. Much love to you and the family, man. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being here. Thank you all for attending this morning. And see you, Michaela. Maybe I'll see you tonight in the green room. Maybe if I can come up for air long enough. I've got a synopsis I've got to write. And I'm so excited. I'm really looking forward to the story that I'm going to be writing. Actually, I've got a lot of good stories coming up soon, I should say. And I'm really excited about the opportunities to do them. But anyway, want to thank everyone for being here and appreciate you all. And we really appreciate Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Did you see those beautiful book covers in that trailer? Would you like something like that on your book? Then you can get that through Jeffrey Hayes. Check out the Plasma Fire Graphics Facebook page, as well as the Plasma Fire Graphics website at plasmafiregraphics.com, and contact Jeffrey directly there. Get his rate card and prepare to be surprised at how affordable he is. That's plasmafiregraphics.com. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers very, very much. Last few comments here. Great show. Have a great weekend, BKM, and everyone stay safe. You too, Ted. Take care of yourself. Much love to you and Chrisers. And you guys will have a great show tonight at 7 p.m. Drinking with the Davies. Check that show out. It's a lot of fun, as Ted is finally recognizing his role as the strong right arm of Christine. All right, that he is Ed McMahon to her Johnny Carson, or Arthur Treacher to her Merv Griffin. How's that? Anyway, please check out that show at 7 p.m. tonight on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and then at 8 p.m. Check out the Historical Fencing Guild with Nicholas Anthony Tucker. It's going to be a great show. In fact, go to the Facebook page for the Rising Tide Broadcast Network that powers this show, and check out the schedule there. And because we've got your entertainment covered 7 days a week, please check it out. You'll have a good time there. And FezCon at the Benton County Public Library, after it warms up for potential coverage, says the boss. Well, what the boss says goes. Let's definitely make that happen this year, Nick. Agreed? And take care, all. Thank you, Ace, for being here, bringing the funny with you, and hope you have a super, super day. And end of the line. That's right. We have reached it. We are way off the rails, so we're just waiting for the steam to escape from the engine. And later's all. Mwah, Donna, love you. Hope to see you tonight in the green room, and we hope to see you later on. And again, thank you to our Patreon subscribers. and new subscriber Wanda Helm. We love you, Mama Wanda. Anyway, check out these people. Many of them have their own Patreon pages in which, for a modest monthly stipend, you can support your favorite creators directly, and you get stuff in return. How cool could that be? Well, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and find out, and your name could go on this card soon, too. And check out other shows we've got on the network, such as Comic Book Spectrum, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Even if you don't like comic books, you're going to love the talk on there. We talk about comics, a whole bunch of other things, and it's a fun show to watch and to do. And also check out Dr. John, the original gangster. He's a veteran animator with Don Bluth and Nelvana. And he's got all kinds of great stories. He did the only part of the Star Wars holiday special that's worth watching. So the Boba Fett animated section. So please check out Dr. John. He's always bringing the warmth and his great talent to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We love him so much. And one more, and yep, like the newspaper say 30. Thank you, Cindy. Love you, hon. And check out ckoepp.com for the best website and newsletter in the industry. And with that, we are going to bid you a cheese fondue. Hope you have a sensational weekend, and hope that you're preparing for a great week to come. Like Rick Bradley say, stay creative. We make a better world through art. All right. And hope you all have a great weekend. Hope you come see us a week from tomorrow at the Writer's Block at the Franklin Park Mall at 5001 Monroe Street in Toledo, Ohio. I can't keep the Townsend to Ohio straight, but anyway, it's in Toledo, and I'll be joined there by Jim Beard and Molly Daniels. So please come check us out. It's a great gift buying opportunity. You can pick up some books, and we may have a book special up there. You just never know. So anyway, as always, folks, thank you for being here. We'll be back Monday morning with another Nevermind the Furthermore live, I tell you. And we're going to have a lot of fun this weekend writing and getting into all kinds of
How dare you!
That's what I do best, Greta. Deal with it. Anyway, folks, have a fantastic weekend. Thank you again for being here, and thank you for your love and support, because we love you right back and try to support you as best we can. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you Monday morning on Nevermind the Furthermore. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Stormgate Press presents Pulp Reality 2. 10 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Packed with pirates, private eyes, aliens, automatons, villains, and vigilantes. High adventure, wondrous fantasy, mysterious horror, and startling science fiction await. Pick up a copy and be transported to astonishing places and travel to amazing times in the golden age pulp style. This is Pulp Reality 2. Available now on Amazon.com.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there, on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher. And I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.